things, two different types of kings and kings fighting. But ultimately, as a technocrat, so part of the neo-reactionary is a very technical axis, we would use the equivalent of the consensus algorithm applied to the autocrat. I would find the best king would compete just like you do in the blockchain. So only a singular entity emerges because by definition, the good is superlative. The absolute is superlative. There can only be one bestest list. There can only be one superlative. The idea is how do I get this superlative? I have two types of kings,
as much
any
as
consensus.
I am not a fan of some subjective reasoning, surely the bestest king is very much in the eye of the beholder.
Yes, but again, that's a common misconception that would be a liberal ontology. You're assuming that the opinions of the beholders matter.
Right, but you just literally said that the way the king would ascend power is through some kind of blockchain mechanism or something like that.
First.
By definition, right, that requires a opinion from the public.
It would require a consensus, or ultimately the consensus of the elites to breed such a thing, but I think such a thing would escape. You're a science fiction fan, so Arthur C. Clarke Childhood said, when I get to a post-human boundary, at some point the thing that escapes the boundary is not knowable by that which created it. In the same way, we'd have an evolutionary process that constructs this good thing, and that thing may not be knowable by its subject. So the manifest authority of the ruler.
This is literally the Kwisatz Haderach. I hate to be bringing this up, but honestly, and so Paul would rule for 1,000 years and it would become like the Worm King.
It would be a lineage under God.
Right.
Because ultimately,
how would God make his opinion known on this matter?
Through the informed, through revelation, obviously.
And who is it who receives this revelation?
Those that it's been revealed to, right? It wouldn't be
and how can you tell the false believer from the true believer?
Verification, again, is a liberal ontology requiring so equivalence, consistency, hypocrisy. These are liberal ideas.
So you are basically...
I'm not interested in being
So you
objective.
are basically taking the Joan of Arc. If God comes to you and reveals unto you that you are to be king, you are to be king.
We will pave the way. We will pave the way for the return.
And when many people simultaneously receive this revelation and they all say, "I am the real king," what then?
Well, we can resolve these things when it happens, but it's unlikely to happen. If necessary,
How is it unlikely to happen?
Well, we might have to hold their feet to the fire.
So what?
So we might have to hold their feet to the fire.
Right. So
and if that is true and we are right, one of them will squeal. Right? I mean, you would know, for example, if there was
It hasn't happened so far.
It hasn't happened today.
Only in psychiatric.
So would you regard victory under force of arms as a sign that God in fact did bless you with the correct revelation?
The Lord has commanded us that there's nothing done except through His authority. Nothing I do is not motivated.
I mean, you see the problem with relevatory legitimacy, though, right? You see the problem with relevatory legitimacy, right?
I understand how the popular may be shocked by this.
No, I'm not talking about the popular, right? I'm talking about the Byzantine interpretation.
I can see it.
Just interject, sorry. What about the revelatory nature of agenda narratives that just pop up in popular culture and that are not anchored in objectivity? So, for example, in Germany, Nazi Germany, it became right and legal
he just
to
basically
kill
said
people.
that the idea of whether these revelations are legitimate to anyone else is liberalism and therefore corrupt. It matters merely to the chosen, who declares themselves to be the chosen.
I would suggest that subjective morality can never condemn another morality that is subjective also. So for Britain to say that Nazi Germany was wrong appeals to an outside standard independent of both Britain or the Allies and Germany, which says they really know they're wrong. But otherwise, if they genuinely think they're right in that locality, you can't really fault them because, hey,
the Nazis thought they were right. Everybody thinks
know,
they're right.
I'm saying they know, but they knew beneath the surface of that it was the propaganda against the Jews. It was this, that, the other. It was the fear that was instilled in regular Germans of speaking out. So they didn't actually think that they were right. They knew it was wrong.
I think the leadership thought they were right. And he's only really
But
talking about the leadership.
often
The leadership
do.
were terribly well educated.
The lumpen proletariat really have no voice, apart from the springboard required to legitimise them in the first place.
Remember,
Subjectivism is poisonous to the world because if I say to you, hey, don't take my coffee, You're very few people. Don't take it. Very few people would say, "What do you mean?" They know that I'm accusing them of a standard outside of both of us, whereby my stuff is my stuff and your stuff is your stuff. If you genuinely don't know that, I can't say it. Like a toddler, I can't say, "Hang on there." Like I have to teach them the standard that is independent of us.
Even what Kate says, we even I don't speak for her, but we even reject things like the non-aggression principle, proprietarianism, property rights, law. All of those things have been tested. Anti-authority.
I want to focus more on this idea of revelatory legitimacy that you're talking about. And
so what about the popular agenda of today? What about that? That's revelatory in terms of it appeared from nowhere.
He's
it's a rehashing of
He's talking about specifically the kind of revelatory legitimacy that was popularized by the Byzantines, right? Where one single person, right, can say, God visited me last night, right? Gave me a vision, right? I am therefore the messenger to lead. I therefore have the authority of God.
The Byzantine, So the Bible, Christians hold to the principle that John is the last prophet, and after Christ there are no others. They have to be false de facto. They have to be false. So that's kind of quite easy.
And John 3:7, the acceptance of that is a form of absolute.
Right, but if you have a revelation, right?
Oh, yeah,
and your brother also has a revelation, right?
Yeah.
And if objective reality means for nothing, which of you can determine whether God truly spoke?
I object to your premise.
Yeah, but I object to the philosophical idea. I reject the premise as a liberal equivocation of the equivalence of views. You're trying to resolve this by a liberal principle of it acting.
No. Actually, I'm not. I am merely asking you a straight up question. If both you and your brother, right, have a revelation,
and women,
right?
Why do you want to be called Loretta's tan?
Hey, she's
if
my
both you and
favorite.
him have a revelation, right? How do you determine amongst yourselves who is the true chosen?
Why do you need to?
Why do you need? Who would be the arbiter of the determination? The
God,
populace?
the judge.
I guess.
So I guess you immediately go back to
populist
you go back to
thing.
liberal authority that requires
just
them.
you and your brother. Let's keep it very, very simple.
Are they contradictory revelations?
Well, in the sense that they both feel that they are the divine prophet, and there can't be two of them. So
why can't they? Sorry, why can't they?
Because God said so.
No, he didn't. There are consecutive prophets.
This is purely a hypothetical.
Oh, I see.
Right.
But if the God in your hypothetical is not my God, then I can't second guess.
You came to this conversation late. He was
Yeah,
describing
two different brothers have
rather
a revelation.
detailed.
I'm asking, are there revelations in nature contradictory, whereby that would suggest they're from one of them is correct or both of them are incorrect? Or is one saying thou shalt kill and one saying don't kill anyone? Is it contradictory?
I'm talking purely about who gets to rule, right? Not the rules that they espouse, right? Purely who is chosen by God.
Who's got the most
to
mind?
be
That's
the
it.
ruler.
Yeah, who has the most mind?
Right. So
Absolutely.
not.
For example, if you both claim to be prophets and these are the populi, I'm not interested in their legitimacy or not. They don't get to be legitimate.
Yeah, I know. I realise that. But that's why I was asking purely about a.
Okay, can I just
Sure, man.
I'll be right back. I'd like to come.
Yeah, Chris, yeah.
This one, yeah?